Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Lauralee. I am Lauralee. Thank you so much for joining me today as we have a spectacular collaboration as we go together and we travel to Spain. Today I will be making paella. I'm actually going to make it two different ways. I'm going to make a seafood paella and a chicken paella. In Spain, there's no really surf and turf. It's either seafood and by land animal. They do not mix it. Here in my home, me and my daughters love seafood and my husband does not. This is the reason why I'm going to make a seafood and chicken paella. Please be sure to check all of the other channels. Their channels will be in the description below. Please go check them out, say hello, and let them know I sent you. Now I love being a part of these monthly collaborations because guess what? Spain is another place I want to go to. It's one of my desires to go to. Just like Brazil, it's something I have on my bucket list and I've yet to go and visit. One day I will. I think the culture is so beautiful, just like its food. So of course, when I'm doing this collaboration, I couldn't think of any better way to honor Spain by making paella. Now paella, I've seen it so many different ways, and I just kind of tried to stay true to myself in making this. Traditionally, paella is made with seafood, snails, and rabbit, and chicken. And to be honest, we don't do snail or rabbit. Actually thought about making some mushrooms in order to substitute for the snails. I even thought about buying shells and stuffing it with something else, but my family were just not into it at all. So again, I just stayed with what I like, my family likes, and that was seafood and chicken. This was my first time making paella, and I also bought this pan specifically for this video. I found that this pan burned very easily with an electrical stove, so just be careful if you get the same pan. Otherwise, just use whatever you have in hand. As you can see here, I made my own seafood and chicken stock. I wanted to make this dish extra special, so I decided to do my homemade one, but feel free to buy a store-bought stock. Traditionally, curry is not used in paella, but I thought that it was a wonderful, warm, and beautiful seasoning to go in there to give it that rich golden color. But I added just a little bit, not much. I use these Argentinian pink shrimp because my daughters love them. It has a sweeter and more tender taste. Now, as I seasoned these, I was a little bit biased. I seasoned them like I would do it, and it had a lot of the Puerto Rican flavors, but I did not want this chicken to be without flavor or just taste so different that it's almost unrecognizable. But the chicken was well seasoned and it was delicious, and it went very well with the paella. Bumping it back to a 4 because that cooked really hot, really fast. I had it from like a 0 to a 2 and to a 4, and in seconds it turned up really fast. So now that I have the meat there, that's going to cool down to temperature. I'm going to turn it up to a 4, cook it about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then flip it 5 to 10, and then remove it, and then put all of the vegetables and the rice in it. Here I'm using carrots, garlic, parsley, fennel seeds, and rosemary, and onions. One thing that you do want to know about the chorizo, you definitely want to make sure that you have regular chorizo, not Mexican chorizo. It's going to give it a different flavor. Actually, I think there's the Goya chorizo, but the flavors were very different. So I highly recommend that you get the actual Spanish chorizo, actually the one that I bought. I stuck with the ingredients and things that me and my family likes. I researched some of the seasonings that is used to make paella, and so that's why you'll see the rosemary and the fennel, and then the peppers and tomatoes. As always, before you use any ingredients, always wash your hands and wash your ingredients. I washed all of the seafood and chicken as well. And you won't see it here, but I had 2 packs of the rice and 1 fell on the floors. I was so upset when that happened, but the rice I had was just enough. And then you can see here that I am trying, and I overfilled my pan. Originally I was just going to make something small. The rice rendered so much fluid and food, so you'll see that later on that I switched the pans because it was just spewing everywhere. Seafood pan was just big enough for all of us, but it was pretty tightly too. But it was probably, I can't say it's the best paella because it's the first time I had paella, but it was so delicious and so rich in flavor. Everyone in my family loved it, and I didn't have any complaints. So So I cooked the chicken for about 15 minutes on the meat side and then cooked it for another 10 minutes on the skin side. What I did then was just turn the oven on and put it in the oven because I wanted to make sure it cooked through because my pan was overflowing. So I actually cooked it for another 10 minutes in the oven. With the seafood, I quickly just gave it some color and took it out because I did not want the seafood to overcook. And I think I cooked each of it about 2 or 3 minutes, took it out, and then cooked it along with the rice as far as the seafood for the last like 5 minutes. The chicken, I did the same thing, but the chicken, I let it sit there for the 10 minutes before everything came together. And I meant to plate it up very pretty and beautiful, but the truth is we were all hungry, so we just sat down and dug right in. It was so delicious. Also, I didn't get to do the sokarat, aka begao, and the pan, which is when you kind of just let the bottom caramelize a little bit. I was too afraid that this pan was going to burn it, and I did not want to risk the taste. So that is something that's very important in this particular dish. I hope you guys all enjoy. Please make sure to check everyone out. Please subscribe. We all know that. And make sure that you share and say hello to everyone. I hope you all enjoy. I hope you all make, and I hope this food is a blessing to you and your home as it was to us. Thank you so much and take care. God bless.